is just fantastic.
You won't say what Beck did, but we're supposed to be mad at them on your behalf. I'm literally telling you that's the reason why, like, I'm not sitting here and being like, oh, Beck did this and Beck did that. Because the main thing that is in my brain that I've told the people closest to me, it is illegal. I will say that. So I'm not going to just sit here and be like, well, this is what happened. Because it's so fucking hectic, and I'd rather talk to Becky.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the final video of this week. Hope you're having a marvellous day today. Again, yes, we're somewhat phoning it in because this is too funny, I have to cover it. Before we do though, I wanted to share an update or two about Lizzie. As many of you know, I did a fundraiser. I put the full invoice in the community tab with a picture of her after surgery. She had an appointment today, a checkup. She's doing really well. She's eating full food, she's using the rest stop properly again, her body's adjusting well. She's more animated, vocal, very vocal, and she's doing really well. On the screen is a video, as you'll see, of her sleeping on my sister's bed 2 nights ago, with my sister's 2 cats going, what the f is that? I thought I'd start with a palate cleanse before we dive into the poor defenceless washcloths and that poor defenceless sink. Many images have been shared all over social media about how the logistics of this went down. It was something I had posited 2 days ago, because upon hearing of it, my first thought was the corner of that unit, or the sink, was getting touched. Ew. Because the mask is slipping, Amber is letting everyone know. So this video going to involve a lot of reading. Via the Hectic Ambi Instagram account, there is a Reddit image showing how one would wipe. Now of course, I have to blur that part because YouTube's terms of service would say, no, you can't use that. With Amber saying, Beck, you caused this. And for that, I'll never stay silent again. Good job, clapping. I'm not afraid of you anymore. It was the other way round originally because you threatened legal action against Beck if Beck said anything. You created this monster. What you're doing isn't healing or taking the high ground. It's immaturity and shows that you haven't changed at all. Some would argue that by being open, honest, being able to address publicly all that caused you harm, you are able to heal from being that vulnerable, to tell people, to show and share. It's actually a good part of the healing process. You might not agree because you've got a new psychiatrist sycophant, but give it time and you'll unironically do the same thing, because your trauma is worse than everyone else's, everyone. Remember making fun of your ex by posting their dirty underwear on social media, or when you harassed your 18-year-old stepsister at their workplace because you wanted to date her even though you were almost 30? None of this is remotely relevant to the discussion of the wiping. Don't forget here, Beck wiped you, and you went through washcloths. No, you can't compare the two. No one is denying that Beck has a past. No one's denying that they are not a very great person, right? Because there's no such person that exists in reality, to be honest. Everyone has an aspect of humanity somewhere, sure, but you don't have a leg to stand on, unless it's perched on tippy toes, leaning forward, backing up, like a truck, to the edge of a sink corner. You haven't changed at all. Well, they look a bit different these days. You've just gotten better at manipulating. Well, they did learn from the best now, didn't they? You are one of the best gaslighters in the online space. Yet you seem to think that it's only gaslighting when others do it to you, and it's very specific definition parameters. That's the only way you will ever accept it as gaslighting. You are a parody. You are a good actor, remember? The tea did you feel it? Beck later responded via community post. Amberlynn came, we're going to say Amber for this by the way. Amber came on a livestream last night and said some disgusting things about my current partner who is not a public figure. So I will now I know this state. Do not bring in other people using guilt by association. Do not use them to make greater points. The issue is between the two of you, and that applies to anyone in any walk of life. Please don't do that. And who she has never met and does not know. Nothing she has said, nothing said had anything to do with things I've called her out for in my videos. She thinks she can drive a wedge between myself and my loved ones, even my own family, but it won't work. That doesn't surprise me, considering what happened when a relative of Beck's passed away and what Amber did next. This will include when those same relatives were ill. Amber made everything about herself. She was never there to support them because she couldn't, she was bedbound. So she did Q&As on Instagram, Snapchat and all the other usual hotspots that Amber likes to go to. I won't make a video about this because it was nothing but a woman spiraling and blindly throwing punches in every direction. Amber, whoever told you these things is no friend of mine, clearly, even if they used to be. The only person's opinion of my partner that matters is mine, and she has never controlled, forced, or even asked me to do anything that I have or have not done to my relationship, my life, for my relationship, my life, and my personal healing and growth. Well, we know with absolute certainty based on that, those terms can never be used for Amberlynn, or Amber, for this video anyway. Amber, she's never been the type to be able to help you because she can never help herself. And that's a fundamental problem with Amber. She does not have the capacity, whether it be physical or mental, to commit to anything with any level of conviction or strength. This would include supporting others, unless they blindly support her. Real support for real people comes with good and bad. That is all perspective based. If all you ever do is agree with each other, you'll often find stagnation. But maybe that's what Amber wants. Maybe Amber just wants stagnation. Which is a bit tragic, really, isn't it? She supports me coming out about my experience because she is a supportive partner. I don't have to tell you that it's wrong to publicly make statements about someone who is not a public figure and has nothing to do with what I've come out and said about you. I hope you take some time off to reflect on your recent behaviour. I did say in the last video, which has done really well on this channel, thank you to everyone that's watched it, I did say that when it came to this subject matter, Amber needed to learn when to stop, because really she has no comeback. She can't have one. She can't have a comeback for something where it is fundamentally true, and it's kind of confirmed in a moment. Yeah, Amber addressing, not addressing, tells you a lot about what she actually did or did not do. Hard to deny something when the evidence now is compounded by all the clips of you bragging about all the washcloths you buy. Going through that many is ridiculous, by the way, for your face. For your anus, well, I hope you take enough step backs to see that I never had to say any of what I said in my videos. If you want me to stop speaking on you, if you want your audience to form a better opinion of you, there is an easy solution. Taking accountability without simultaneously talking negatively about the people you are apologising to is not hard, unless you're Amber and you have to only ever say sorry when the camera's not on. Covered that in a video I think last week or the week before. She didn't actually directly apologise to Beck. No, she said I should apologise, and then when she said I'm sorry, it cut to a still image of a cloud. Sincerity Lynn 101 is fictitious, like delicious Brussels sprouts and equally delicious dried chicken. Instead, you once again threaten me in an attempt to get me to stop talking. What you did last night and in your public livestream was vile, and the things I said in my video were only a response to that. The more you try to pick fights and hurt me, instead of actually listening, actually apologising, actually working to correct things, the deeper you dig yourself into this hole, you're spiralling yourself right into. In the online space, there are many who are salivating at the idea of that. They are salivating at the idea of that because they really want to see just how far Amber is willing to go to try and change the narrative. Do bear in mind here, there are many different aspects of their relationship, the failed relationship, over the years, the things we now know, Amber refuses to talk about. Instead, she has tried to deflect onto other aspects of it entirely. By doing that, she is forcing the conversation or trying to force the conversation elsewhere, but the internet is a weapon. Much of it is tism. They hyper-focus on one really important point. Beck wiped you. Like, seriously, you backed your ass up into a sink corner and used washcloths that had to be washed twice so you could reuse them. And that only happened after you used someone's deceased mother's. Fam, you filth. It's not overly difficult now, is it? You need to pick your battles because this one isn't good for you. On the Hectic Ambi Instagram account, thank you everyone for the sweet and kind messages. The support during this time means the world to me. Beck sharing their story of how I was controlling in nature is one thing, as I took full accountability and apologised privately multiple times years ago and also now publicly, but sharing personal information during extremely vulnerable times that I'm ashamed of to thousands of people who belittle me and attack me every single day just to paint me in a certain light is sick beyond words. Words, yes. Sorry, I was losing my breath because there was no punctuation when there should have been plenty. Beck has reached a low that they promised they wouldn't reach, but the minute I stuck up for myself against the lies, they attack. I might be unhinged, and admittedly so, but they're manipulating their unhinged behaviour behind a mask. I fell for the manipulation before, but I'm not doing it again. Oh, Amber, this makes it seem like you're going to try and clap back. I would advise against it because you lack very fundamental mental acuity. You really do, unless it's scripted by Tommy and read like someone who's been held hostage. Are you still with Tommy, by the way? You say you're not, but the thirst posting and all the profile try-on things has me wonder if there's a new Wipey. And by the way, that did tickle me as well, because now we know OG Wipey is back. Every girlfriend after is Wipey the second, Wipey the third, Wipey fourth, or third can be turd of course, Wipey the fourth, Wipey the fifth, and so on. I like that, because there's no way you're still able to do it without using a loofah. I'm sorry, but no. Although I do not understand why you don't show us your washcloth collection anymore. Now, over on Amber's community tab, she posted, "Hello. I feel it's important to be transparent with all of you. As many of you know, I've been dealing with the fallout from Beck, sharing personal details about our relationship, me, and spreading lies, exaggerating situations. Interesting thing to talk about here. Firstly, in no post does she accept or deny the wiping stories. I think that's important. She announces that there are lies. She does not specify where the lies are. This is very important. Now, I fully expect in this post for her to say something about her BPD. So let's carry on. It's been a tough time and I've been doing my best to navigate through everything. And sometimes my emotions, especially my BPD, get the best of me. Is that what happened when you were bedbound? Was it your BPD that kept you there with your lymphedema, lipedema, liposuction? The usual standard stuff that meant that Beck had to lift your legs up and wipe your ass? Seriously, skank. Try us better. Try better? Yeah, try better. Be better. Lol. This whole situation is extremely heavy and unfair. What is fair though, Amber? Seriously. In war, like this, which is a bit of a war, it's funny, I'm waiting for diss track season. What is fair? Imagine this happening to you. No. Because I'm 195 pounds and I'm 6'5" and I don't care. Also, I can do all what I need to do. And I also don't need to be with somebody who's like you. Thank you. LOL. What would you do? Go to the gym? I will no longer stay silent in a situation where I feel threatened to shut my mouth. With the recent disgusting things Beck has been saying, I have lost any respect I had for them. I want to be very clear that this absolutely doesn't take away the accountability and apologizes. The Z needs to disappear, it means apologies, I have expressed already. Those things still stand, none of which sincere, and all the ones we've seen were done off camera. Doesn't work. Sorry, but yes, I'm going to purity test your apology and find you wanted. All of these things can happen at once, especially in a 5-year relationship that was extremely complex. No, it wasn't. You were ABUSIVE, manipulative and controlling. Under UK law, that falls under DV as coercive. You're welcome. 2 people can be bad at once. I was bad, I listed out reasons why. And then Beck gave us the rest of the reasons because you held back. But it wasn't all bad, and I will tell you one thing. Beck was never all good. Of course Beck wasn't. No one's saying Beck was good. One of the hardest parts of all of this has been the overwhelming amount of harassment I have received. You didn't wipe your own bum. Oh, and where's Rarity? Just inserting it randomly. Because don't forget here, I'm never going to be on your side again for as long as that cat's not alive. Or, found alive. The fact I have been feel like I'm being attacked and misunderstood by thousands feels awful. Especially in a situation where I'm being truthful and vulnerable. Bullshit. The whole situation has validated that no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how much proof I show, I will always be the villain. I show screenshots that Beck is lying and it still isn't good enough, while they get to say whatever they want and it is automatically believed because anyone who is versus Amberlynn just gets a pass for that. It's hard to keep pushing through when I feel belittled and dehumanized. I think you lost your humanity when you couldn't wipe your own bum. You guaranteed it when you lost Rarity. This situation has left me feeling like a shell of a person. Step on the scales, you'll find that that's not entirely truthful. Because of everything that's been happening and the toll it's taken on my mental health, I've made the decision to take a step back from posting. I need to focus on my well-being and to clear my mind. Well, it shouldn't take long. I don't know how long, I don't know what my next steps are. I just know I need some space to breathe and focus on myself. So I guess you've made enough money on views this month then. Thank you for those who have shown kindness and support. It truly means more than I can express, because you don't know how to. Thank you for not allowing Beck to taint your view of me. You tainted it yourself with your taint, because you know how to be nuanced, have critical thinking, and you know that there is a grey area in most situations. Brown, there you go. I'll be back when I'm ready, blah blah blah, ratioed, yes. Now, one last post from Hectic Ambi. Breaking news. Zachary Michael just got DMs from me. Expect a video in 3, 2, 1. Now, I don't really care if Zachary Michael does make a video on any DMs with Amber. I get the point that Amber is trying to make. Don't really care in the slightest. It's another one of those deflections. Notice, Amber did not address any claim about the wiping. Amber didn't. Amber asserted lies generically, and that's it. And that's because Amber has to control the truth. She has to control the information. Anyone that says otherwise is a hater. That's it. This level of tragic tickles me to no end. It tickles me to no end because, come on. If you want to just admit or deny, you can, but all it does, you can deny but the evidence is against you. You can accept it and everyone then just realises even more about you is even more disgusting than we thought originally. But we knew you were filth anyway. We know you were being washed. We knew you had to be hosed down. That's why I suggested in Content Constable number 3 on you, a car wash. And now in retrospect, the spinning rims joke couldn't be more accurate or appropriate. If you know the joke I made, yeah, think about that in the context of that poor defenceless sink and those poor defenceless face cloth. Just out of curiosity though, what made you think of a face cloth in the first place? Or washcloth? Like, what made you think to use those? Why not something a bit more, I don't know, appropriate? Sandpaper, emery cloth, napalm. Anyway, as a final thing, I'm going to be streaming on Moistly Live later tonight. It's actually an Amber stream as well. I'm going to try Buzzball. Yeah, how exciting. If I don't see you there, have a wonderful day. Thank you all for listening. Ta-ta for now.